Okay, what up, folks? Welcome back to part four. In this video, I'm going to show you a screenshot of an actual investor, an actual dividend stock investor, somebody who's invested $3.5 million into dividend yielding stocks and is making a specific number of passive income based on that investment. And when I tell you the numbers, I'm going to tell you the numbers. But first, I want you to look at this stuff here, because I hope, it is my hope that this will change your perspective on passive income, and that if you feel like you're failing, you're gonna look at this and think, "Wow, I'm actually on par with a fucking millionaire." If you look at this and think you're not doing enough, or whatever you might be thinking, yo, I just want you to look at this and think to yourself like, "Wow, I'm on par with a millionaire." Okay, that's why I'm doing this, folks. I know for some people this is causing a negative reaction because it's coming against what you've already believed. But I'm saying this shit for freedom. I'm saying this so that you guys can experience freedom, so that you can actually reach your goal of being financially independent, as opposed to doing like I did, chasing somebody else's ideals of success and being successful, but not knowing it because I'm looking at somebody else's success and judging it versus mine. And their shit is highly inflated and not realistic at all, as opposed to comparing myself to people in real world scenarios that are living off passive income, as opposed to these best case scenarios that we see on the internet, because that's really all it is. They only sell to you their best case scenarios. They don't sell to you their failures. They don't sell to you those who are doing average, because they know specifically there are numbers that entertain and intrigue you and make you take action. They know sales psychology. All right, so that's the reason that we have these specific buzzwords and buzz numbers like 10K, $100,000, 100K a year jobs, or 50K with benefits, or what's the other thing? 100,000, or basically a millionaire who wants to be a millionaire, right? And then we have this new thing about being billionaires. So now when a person is a billionaire, you compare them to a decamillionaire, and a decamillionaire ain't doing enough. And it's like, but what are you doing? So this is what that's all I want you to understand. This is the reason I'm doing this, is because I want you to experience the freedom that I now experience, that I did not experience when I first began doing internet marketing. I was financially independent my first year. My first year I made 20 grand. To me it was nothing, because it wasn't like the millionaires that I was supposedly learning from when I was buying their little $47 training, or spending $97 on this video membership site, and buying this software they suggest and all that stuff. Man, that was just, it was just bullshit. It was just trying to get me to be a customer. That's what they were actually good at, not teaching me how to become financially independent. So that's why I'm making these videos, is just to cut through that bullshit. So the people who are looking for this real information, like I was, will be able to find it. All right, so let's look at this, man. This is mind blowing. I stare at shit like this all day. I really do, because I love just feeling my paradigm being shifted. Okay, so look at this. These are stocks that this guy's invested in. This is not his full portfolio, but these are some of the stocks that he's invested in. All right, so the symbol, we know what that is. This is the actual stock, the symbol of the stock, the quantity, the amount of stocks that he owns, or shares of that stock that he owns, the book value. This is what I want you to look at: the book value and the annual income. The book value, the amount that he has invested in this specific stock unit, how much it costs per, how many he has, how much it costs per, annual income, dividend yield, the percentage that he gets. Okay, so let me just backtrack. Not backtrack, but let me just summarize this. And we're just going to look at the book value and the annual income. This is how much he has invested. This is how much he makes a year. He invested 1,200, that's it, $1,300. He invested $1,300 and he makes $48 a year. Not a month, not a week, a year. And this is a millionaire. This is a millionaire. I need you to understand. A millionaire 3.5 times over. This isn't some guy that works at your job and is trying his hand at dividends because that's what he heard when he was watching that guy who yells and blows the whistles on that financial show that comes on CNN or whatever. This isn't that guy. This is an actual millionaire. This is a person whose net worth is in the millions. A person who was paying $8,000 a month on rent for his condo, his penthouse. This is that type of person. And they invested $1,200 a month. I mean, they invested $1,200 so that they can make $48 a year. Fucking crazy, I know. I know. I know it's crazy. I look at this shit in bewilderment every single fucking day. Every day that I see stuff like this, I just stare at these charts because it just shifts my perspective. Because what we're used to in internet marketing is paying $48 to earn 1,200. That's what we're used to in internet marketing. We're not used to percentages like 3%. So look at this. $12,000 invested, and I know you've already skipped ahead, but $12,000 invested to make $656 a year. Would you do this? Would you invest $12,000 to make $656 a year? If I came to you and said, yo, what's good? I can give you $656 a year if you just give me $12,000 and $16.44, and I'll give you $656 a year. What do you think? You'd be like, no. Fuck out my face. You say something mean. You say something mean and rude to me. Understand what this is? This is what I want you to understand. This is a millionaire. This is who wants to be a millionaire. I'm already a millionaire. This is who wants to be a millionaire. You win $1,000,000 and give 500,000 of it to the IRS, and then you go home with who wants to be a $500,000 millionaire. That's what you really is. This is the person who's $3.5 million invested. His net worth is I'm a millionaire. He can go walk up to people and say, "Hey, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. Because he's 3.5 times a millionaire." You understand what I'm saying? So this is a person doing this. What would you do? That's the difference. That's the difference, folks. That's how they've polluted our minds. If we look at this and think this is a dumb investment, we're polluted. We've bought into their ideals. The ones that keep us always grasping and never attaining. The ones that keep us chasing the carrot and never getting a fucking bite. The ones that leave us on the hamster wheel. The ones that tell us do A, B, C, and you get the Z. And you get finally when you get the C, you see there's a fucking D there. And after the D, there's an F. Wait, A, B, C, E. There's an F after the D. It's just after the E. So, this is what I'm trying to say. They teach you these things, and then you get to the place and you realize this doesn't work at all. This doesn't get me to where I wanted to go at all. But by then you're too old to have done anything. So they tell you, go to school, graduate, go to college, graduate, get a job, work 40 years, and then you graduate from college and find out, oh shit, I can't even get a job in my field. And then you work 40 years and find out, oh damn, I can't even retire. That's how they get you. That's what I mean. They tell you A, B, C, and then when you get there, it's a fucking D. And then after that, it's a lot more letters to go before you can get to Z. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they do. That's why you look at numbers like this and think that this guy's a fucking retard. You look at him and say, how in the world would you invest $12,000 to make $600 a year? Dog, I make more than that a week at my job. Why would I do this? That's how they get us to think. All or nothing. Who wants to be a millionaire? Not who wants to invest all of your free income for the next 20 years so that you can make the passive income that gives you the millionaire lifestyle. Nobody wants that. That's a long ass TV title. I'm not even watching it. Nobody's going to read that book. Nobody's going to watch that YouTube video. And you know what's crazy? In this Trump era where truth, saying what's on your fucking mind kind of is like the new thing, which is crazy because we built up a whole politically correct climate. Think about that. Politicians created a politically correct climate all the way up until this point to where we're begging for a true individual to speak their minds, right? And now that we have that, maybe somebody can come out with a boring ass TV show about what it actually takes. We're gonna do a reality show and take five regular motherfuckers who work at fast food restaurants, and we're going to watch them for the next 20 years as they save their excess money and invest it in dividend stocks that earn them $48 a year. And we're going to do that for the next 20 years and see where they end up. Who wants to watch that shit? Who? That's what I'm saying. That's the problem with our society now. That's the reason why not every single person is financially independent. Every person in our society could be rich, especially if your bills are, if you live in a low bills, if you live in a place where like your cost of living is like $11,000 a year, $20,000 a year, you can definitely become financially independent. It's crazy. It really is, yo. This is the other thing about it, right? So I'm just kind of jumping ahead here, but let's just say I have a website that makes $6,000 a month. I'm sorry, $1,000 a month, right? Not $600 a year. A website that makes $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month, not a year. So let's just say I have a website that makes $1,000 a month. I can actually sell that website for $25,000. Let's say it didn't cost me any money to create the $1,000 in passive income. So I didn't need any money to invest or to create this. I just needed to know how. Once I know how, I then go to work and figure out how to do that shit correctly. That might take, let's say that take me 6 months. And then after 6 months, I finally figured out how to generate $100 a month. Once I know how to generate $100 a month, I know how to generate two. Once I know how to generate two, you see where I'm going? So at the end of the year, let's just say it took me a year to create $1,000 in passive income. It took me a year to create $1,000 in passive income. And then I find someone that wants to buy that website or buy this income stream for $25,000. Now I've just generated $25,000 in income. I can then take that money and go and reinvest it, or put that money in savings and go back to work to create another $1,000 income stream. That's what the internet allows you to do, so that you don't have to accumulate all that money, right? So I can't remember exactly why I was saying that at the beginning, but that's what I fucking said. So that has to help somebody. But that's the opportunity. This person here, they invested $12,000 to make $600 a year. That's how messed up our mentality is if we think that this is wrong. That's really my whole goal in saying this. This is a person he's invested I'm sorry, I got stuck here because this was like the biggest number. $600 he invested to make 26 a year. Why would you even waste the time, right? That's kind of the thought. Why would you even waste the time? It's only, okay, so these shares are $1 per. He bought 5 shares, so something is wrong here. Book value, something is wrong. Maybe they were higher. I'm not sure. I feel like I'm looking at this wrong now. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong, because this is 13. Yeah, I'm obviously looking at this shit wrong, yo. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. What this number means now, because when you do the math with this, that's not equivalent. So I'm understanding this wrong, obviously. All right, so but the main point, like I said, the book value and the annual income is what I want you to look at. 623 for $26. Like, why? When you could keep the 623 and just spend the 26 when you need it. You see what I mean? Like, that's what we would think. Accumulate and pinch. Accumulate and pinch. That's what they teach us. But the truth is, put your money to work for cash flow, not stagnant money. Stagnant waters, you can't drink from stagnant waters. It gives you diarrhea. That shit'll kill you. You can drink from flowing waters from a river because it's living water. It's called living water, flowing water. You want cash flow, not stagnant cash. So there's no reason to save $623 if you can put it to work and make $26 a year. That's the truth. That's really how you're supposed to look at it. That's a wealthy ass mentality. If you're looking at it the opposite way, you're still thinking like an employee. You got a flipper mentality, a flipper. 2,900 to make $100 a year. So this is, I'm sorry, I forgot the whole goddamn goal. If you're making $26 a month from the internet, bruh, you're winning. You're winning. This guy would look at you as a wizard. You make that a month? How much did you invest? Wait. You paid $9 for a website and your hosting costs how much? That's how much you spend a month? Yeah, that's how much I spend a month to make. You see what I'm saying? So this guy is spending $2,900. He invested $2,900 to make $100 a year. How many years will it take for him to get his money back? It doesn't matter how many years. You gotta stop thinking that way. $2,900 is what he invested to make $117 a year. And he's not mad about it. He's happy about it because he's a millionaire. He would do it again and again and again. And he's going to continue. What he does is when these dividends come in, part of them are automatically reinvested. So this number will continue to go up and continue to go up and continue to go up, and so will this number. It's attached to this number. So he knows if he inflates this number, he inflates this number. That's the goal for him. Same thing here. $51 a year, $85 a year, $285 a year, $237 a year, $294 a year, $220 a year, $316 a year, $302 a year. Look how much he invested here. $6,000 to make $294 a year. $3,800 to make $220 a year. $6,200 to make $316 a year. $8,700 to make $302 a year. A year. A year. I just need you guys to understand this. A year. A year. He has $3.5 million invested. He makes around $8,000 a month in passive income when you average it on a 12-month average. $3.5 million to make a little under $100,000 a year. Let's look at this. I still got this chart up. Look at this. 3.5 million. He's up. He's above here, right? And he makes 100,000 a year. Think about that. That's a real millionaire. $3.5 million millionaire. He invests so that he averages. He's invested $3.5 million so that he can average around $100,000 a year. That's the real reason you want to be a millionaire. That's the actual goal and purpose and the actual intent, the reason that this concept of living off of the interest, the millionaire lifestyle, that's where this shit originated. It's just over time, it's been packaged and rebranded so that it has a different paradigm, so that when you see it, you have a different understanding in your mind about what is, so that you're looking at the same thing, seeing without seeing, hearing without hearing. That's really what it is, so that you can look at the thing but not actually see it, so that you can hear what's said but not actually hear it. This shit is crazy. It's magic, man. It's magic. It's crazy. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So he's invested 3.5 million to make 100,000. And remember, when I think I told you about when I was with the company Primerica, they were the first that told me about living off the interest. Invest $1 million at 10% and live off of the 100,000. The 10% isn't realistic. That's what I didn't know at that time. That was the best possible scenario, but that's what they have to put in the flyer in order to bring people in. I didn't know that at the time. This guy's average, I don't know what his average yield is, but it's allowing him to take 3.5. Well, damn, if I did the math, 3.5, 100,000 off 3.5. I don't know how to. Let me pause this real quick. God damn. All right, check this out. I had to use a calculator. I ain't ashamed. So 100,000 is what percent of 3.5 million? 2.8%. That's how much. That's his rate of return on his money. Oh God. Ugh. Yeah, my paradigm is having a problem with this. This is crazy, yo. This is crazy. This is insane. That's this right here. This around here somewhere. So he invested his 3.5s at somewhere around here. Then that's how much he's making 100,000. God damn, this is crazy in my mind. It's making my mind do crazy things. So I want you to see this because this is realistic. This is what an actual millionaire who's taking the time to share with us what he's actually doing. He's getting this much, 2.8% on his investment, folks. Whew. That's how much he's getting back. And that's how he makes 100,000 on his 3.5. Now think about this. They used to tell us about the million, remember? Is that a million? Did I do this right? I didn't do it right. I don't know. All right, so they used to tell us to do this on the. Did I do this right? Wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Calculate. There we go. They used to tell us to do this. I had a trillion in there. 10 million, some shit. They used to tell us to do this on the 10%. Invest a million, get 10%, and that's $100,000 a year. This is the reason why people want to be a millionaire and shit. So this is how bad this is where money actually is. You see what I'm saying? You have to invest 3.5 million to make 100,000. That's the actual purpose of being a millionaire. That was the intent of the original millionaires. And back then you didn't even have to be a fucking millionaire, to live like a millionaire in the actual times of like the very first millionaire and shit. So that's all I want you to see. I just want you to understand that this is what an actual millionaire is doing, this right here. He invested $3.5 million so that he can get 2.8% on his money, which is $100,000 a year. This same person invested $12,000 so that they can make $656 a year. This 656, this is what I want y'all to see. All of this accumulates to $100,000 a year, people. This is an annual dividend. This is the annual dividend. This $48 is part of this 100,000. I just want you to see this. I want us to recognize this before I end this video. This here, this 100,000, this $656 is part of that. This $26 is part of that. This $117 is $51. This $85. This $285. This $237. This $294 is part of this. This shit equals up. All the stocks that he's invested in have equaled up to $100,000 a year. That's why he spends the 12, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s. That's why he does that shit. It's because he understands that it's going to add up to this. That's his whole purpose. He doesn't care about accumulating this. This is worthless unless it's being put to work. He put this to work so that he can have his time back, as opposed to exchanging his time for this shit right here. He put the money to work. He's no longer working for the presidents. The presidents work for him. You understand what I'm saying? Shit is crazy. I just need y'all to get that. 2.8% is where he averages out, regardless of this shit here. Regardless of this 6.4. This is what I just want y'all to get that, man. And I think at this point in time, of course, y'all do get that. I just hope y'all's minds are as blown away as mine, because my mind is blown right now. This is crazy to me just looking at this. That's why I stare at this shit. I just stare at it and stare at it and stare at it and stare at it. And then I go and stare at my ClickBank account and see how I made such and such last week. And it's like, damn, I can't believe that I'm doing this. I'm making millionaire money without having to have invested $1 million. You see what I'm saying? And no, I don't mean I'm making $100,000 a year. That's this millionaire's money. I'm just saying I've made passive income. The amount of money that I make per month, you would need to have invested $1 million at least. When this particular person when he was at $1 million invested, because he had to grow his money to 3.5, but when he was at $1 million invested, guess how much he was making a month? Around $3,500. So guess what? If you work and you earn around $3,500 a month, that's what $1 million invested would net you. Or it gross you. That's what $1 million invested would gross you. Isn't that crazy? Like I showed y'all my ClickBank account, right? I showed y'all how I was making. I had made $3,000 in a month with ClickBank, over $3,000 a month with ClickBank. That's like having $1 million invested. That's like when this guy that you're seeing here, this guy, when he had $1 million invested in these stocks, he was making $3,500 a month. That's my ClickBank account without me having to invest $1 million. I just needed to know what to do and then do it the right way. And then I did it again. Then I did it again. Then I did it again. So just think about that, yo. That wasn't a fart. I can replicate that. That's me rubbing on the chair. Not that farting is wrong. What am I talking about? I could fart, but let me get back to the topic. I'm fucking happy, yo. Y'all need to understand I'm fucking happy. Like understanding this shit has made me rich overnight. When I was already rich and didn't know it, then understanding it, I became rich overnight because I actually understood it, and then I had to like accept it. That's what it took me the longest to do, was to accept my financial status, as opposed to thinking that, oh man, I need to get my wealth up to $10,000 a month. I'm fucking happy, yo. Every morning, you know what I do? I go out to Kelly Drive, which is in Philadelphia. I go to the water, basically. I go to the river and to the trees and the greeneries. I do that every single day. That's all I do. That's what brings me happiness. I do what I want to do when I want to do it, which is basically road trips and traveling and shit like that. That's what I do. That makes me happy. How can I do that? Is because I live a millionaire lifestyle. I don't work for money anymore. I'm rich. I don't even have to make $1 million. You understand what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna end the video now. I'm done. I'm done. In the next video, I'm going to bring up another concept. I'm going to show you a person who did this with real estate, because real estate is the one that's real sexy. Everybody's trying to do that. This dividend shit takes so long. They don't even teach this shit to you, and like they don't even market it to you on TV anymore. They market real estate to you, right? So that's how Robert Kiyosaki, that's like his claim to fame is real estate, right? But he's really just an investor in passive income. That's what he is. Real estate is just a tool. So we're going to look at somebody else in this next video that was able to get their income to $4,600 a month through real estate. All right, I want to show you what they did and all that type of shit. All right, and it's going to blow your mind too. So wait. I'm sorry. For the last time, one last time, if you're only generating like $200 a month in passive income, don't be mad. That's millionaire shit. If you're only generating like $280 per year in passive income, don't be mad. That's millionaire shit. That's what millionaires do. They just pay money to do it. They don't put in their time and energy to do it. It's the same thing. You have to value this. And that's the only way to get to 100,000 is by having those $100 sources of income and then duplicating your efforts. That's how you get there. That's the last time. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.